y'all, welcome back. It's been a while, so I am back with another shoe review. And let me just tell you guys, I've been putting off doing any content for weeks, and I just didn't feel like fighting with the lighting and fighting with the mic and everything else. And it's like I just got to it today and everything fell into place with ease and grace in a perfect way. And it's embedded in my mind now. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you guys can check her out if you're interested. If you're a content creator or you're thinking about it and you've been putting it off, this is your sign to go ahead and do it, and things will fall into place with ease and grace in a perfect way. So anyway, this review is very different from my channel. I'm usually talking about weird, eclectic shoes, platform sneakers, stuff like that, things that are aligned with my style and what I'm into. And these are cowboy boots that I purchased at Tecovas. So that's not to say that people with an eclectic style can't wear cowboy boots, but I don't think I see it as often. It's more of like a traditional style, rugged, etc. Anyway, I've been living in Houston for the past 3 years. I've always kind of liked cowboy boots, but I wasn't really sure how they fit with my personal style. And also I was living on the East Coast and it just wasn't as normal or usual to wear them. But now that I've been in Texas for a few years, I've been slowly growing this collection of like kind of tacky, not necessarily tacky, but let's say fun, eclectic, novelty cowboy boots. Not the highest quality, but not the worst either. These like Jessica Simpson, denim, fringe cowboy boots that have rhinestones all over them. Love them. And you know, these boots I'm talking about, I get tons of compliments when I wear them. People always ask me where I got them in like a genuine way. You know what I mean? They're not like, Jesus Christ. Another 2 pairs of boots from Steve Madden, including these, and then I have a pair with like hearts on them. I've pretty much reviewed all my cowboy boots already on the channel. My first introduction to that was maybe my first or second week here in Houston, and I met this guy at a shopping center, and you guys know I love cologne and fragrances and stuff like that, and he was dressed like business casual at the time. Complimented him on how he smelled. We started up this conversation about fragrance and stuff like that, and it was just like we hit it off, and he's like, let me take you to dinner tonight, welcome you to Texas. And then he showed up for the date and he was like cowboy out. Huge truck, some boots made of materials I couldn't identify. He was talking a lot about like his boot collection during the date, which kind of threw me off because I got like a sort of arrogant vibe from him. I then spoke to my coworker at my part-time job and I told her about the experience, and she was like, oh my God, girl, you should have dated him. Basically, I started to ramble here, but I just didn't get the cowboy aesthetic and it threw me off. Like, I wasn't exactly sure that we would be a good match socially because his style was so different from mine. And also it really threw me off that he was talking about his boot collection a lot, not thinking about how we sort of made an initial connection about like fashion and fragrance and things like that. And so it really took a bona fide Houstonian or Texan to explain to me that this guy like wore a probably expensive outfit and an expensive pair of boots on the first date, and it was really dressed up for him. And also he was probably trying to impress me and share a little bit of his world and culture, and it just didn't translate for me at that time. But I did begin now at that point learning about, I did not know anything about materials of boots, right? And so now as I'm gradually learning, like Tecovas, so they sell different boot materials, right? They have like goats, calf skin. The exotics would be like when you start getting into like crocodile, ostrich, you guys know. But that was sort of my introduction. And then also speaking to her, so she's like a big boot person as well. And I would always compliment her on her boots. And I really started to notice, just thinking about the quality. Times like she brought her son in the store and she would have like matching boots with him. Like, that is so adorable, you know, and they're like really nice boots. And as I began knowing other people, and people can like pass boots down. I've met people who had like, I met a guy who had a pair of boots that his grandfather owns, and they look great. I think something like maybe some repairs were done to them along the way, but there's just such this history and this culture. As me, someone who loves shoes, this idea of like these cowboy boots that will like outlive you as a person. You can see like I love antiques. I have this antique dresser that I just bought recently that I don't even have a place for in my current living situation, but I had to have it and it's gonna live with me forever, you know. So there's just this appealed to me with cowboy boots. And then going back to my friend, you know, just talking to her and like observing the boots that she had. She would share stories of how, you know, she might have had a pair of boots for 8 years, 10 years, having stories behind them, something that was a gift. And, you know, I've been gifted with shoes before too, right? Typically sneakers. And it's like, God knows whatever happened to them, because in a few years they just deteriorate, or if you wear them, if you don't wear them, you're not going to have a pair of Nikes that someone gave you, you know what I mean, that you got for your 16th birthday or something when you're 30. I seriously doubt it. I'm not gonna get on my soapbox about Nike, y'all, because I still love them. Yeah. But one of the brands that she was into was Tecovas. My first introduction to this sort of brand name. But they're just, when I went into the Tecovas store, there was such a like pride of, I think, presentation, and also the way that the associates were very professional, very sweet. You can see me, like, I come in, I think I was actually wearing this jacket or something, like my silly sort of non-country western styled self walking in. They treated me with the utmost respect. There are some very expensive boots there. They didn't treat me like they were, you know, eyeballing me or redlining me or something out of the shoe store. I was treated just like every other customer. And the young lady who helped me spend a lot of time with me, I can like smell the boots right now through the box. The smell of leather. And then I always thought I liked the smell of leather, right? But then this is like now on another level of leather smell. It even smells better. But yeah, I loved how I was treated at the store. I did check out Tecovas' social media page before I shopped there, and I got the feeling like there's very much like an Austin-ticity to it, with the city of Austin, the kind of vibe and flavor that you get there. But there was something, it was like the spirit of Texas. I know that sounds so corny, but when I first visited Texas and I decided to make it my home, there was this energy or feeling that I got. First of all, that the whole cowboy aesthetic, you know, I know people are debating about what the origin of that is. It's definitely important that cultures who had an input into the cowboy lifestyle are, you know, respected and were knowledgeable about that and appreciate that. But it's like Tecovas was very inclusive of everyone. It's just a very inclusive, open-minded, loving, I don't want to say loving, that sounds so weird, but it was just this cool, that cool Texan vibe that made me fall in love in Texas and want to live here, that sometimes I feel like it's in a decline lately. Everyone's blaming it on Californians, but I love y'all too. I love Cali people. Like my two favorite states or people, yeah, personalities, I guess. Is that a person? Is where you live? Yeah, where you live contributes to your personality. I'm from the East Coast. I hate that East Coast personality. I try as little as possible to emulate that. But this is how the shoes come, y'all. They just, you know, wrapped in plastic. They have a little thingy to keep the shape right there. I think there might be something, yeah, and there's a little paper down in the toe. Yeah, just got good vibes from them. On the website, online, and in the store. So this is the boot I got, and I was definitely thinking about something that would have a lot of versatility that I could wear, you know, in a lot of different places. They were very good explaining to me too about the coloring of the leather and how they achieve the different colors. The young lady told me that the white boots were painted, and I didn't want and that it could be harder to maintain. So I wanted something that was more of like a classic look. I did purchase these boots in a size 9. They recommend to go with whatever size you normally wear in heels, and you guys may know that I always size up in heels. Let's get a closer look at these beauties. Yeah, I think the color saturation on the black, it's just giving me a feeling of quality. The boots are designed in Texas, made in Mexico. Just that. Oh, that's probably just from me trying them on. But yeah, and they are handmade. So thinking about my journey and now getting into having a collection of real cowboy boots, this is going to be a passion for me going forward. I chose Tecovas as sort of my introduction to this. because they are described by a lot of people as like an entry-level boot. I know there's, I guess, controversy in the boot community. Not everyone likes Tecovas for whatever reason. I guess partly because they're new on the scene. I have seen some whispers along Reddit about people having like quality concerns with them based on my experience of like my direct experience with someone I know, right, who's had some Tecovas boots probably since like 2015 or 2016 or something, right around the time when Tecovas started up, and she's had no issues. I wanted to go ahead and make Tecovas my first official Texas cowboy boot. And I did like the idea that it was a Texas brand as well. I can't lie about that. So there's all of these brands. Like I was at Woodlands Mall yesterday. If you're in Houston, you're probably familiar. And they have a Lucchese. Don't get me, guys, in the comments, or feel free, correct my pronunciation. Also like Ariat or Ariat. We have Cavender's, we have Boot Barn. I think Cavender's and Boot Barn seem like they're on the lower end, but not necessarily, because they have that huge range of like prices of boots as well. But Tecovas is really like a boutique cowboy boot store. Lucchese. I actually practiced saying it before this video, y'all, and look at me now. Lucchese, very high end. Like I would say they average around like $1,000. These boots, which are the Jamie in Midnight Calfskin, were $295. So I felt like, you know, around $300 was like a nice way to kind of slide ease on in. Where these Steve Madden boots that were also made in Mexico, oh no, these were made in Brazil. They originally cost around like $200, but I think I got them for like 80 or something. Like I bought them on clearance, right? These are definitely nice quality, but more of a mass produced feel, right, than these ones. Tecovas boots, they do have a lot of limited edition. It seems like the exotic materials are more often the limited edition one, and I'll show you. I'll put them on my feet. Another thing I noticed about cowboy boots were 2 more points before I let you guys go. I asked about breaking them in and strategies for breaking in your boots. Tecovas, one of their selling points is that their boots are already, they come pre-broken in, and so you can just slip them on your feet and go. And the second thing, and I will let you guys know, I'll come back with another video, let you guys know how true that's been for me. The second thing, socks. I was really concerned or unsure about what socks to wear with cowboy boots. It seems like a lot of people maybe just raw dog them and stick their foot straight in. I don't really feel comfortable with that. I have these skim socks that are like, they just hit in exactly the right spot on my shin, sort of to hit, you know, like right here at the top of the boot. They're in the wash right now, so I can't show you guys, or maybe I'll edit that in later. But when I was at Tecovas, they offer, it's like a like white, sort of like athletic kind of sock, you know, the type of socks that you would buy at Walmart or something to try on the boots. And I asked about that too, and they're like, yeah, you can wear whatever sock you want. So I thought that was really interesting. So I was always unsure about what, you know, what's everybody doing inside their boots. So just a tip that I picked up. I really love this sort of like embroidered type of look on them. I just, man, quality is there. A couple months ago, I did a video about some Converse, and I just wasn't satisfied with the quality of them. They were completely synthetic. There was glue showing everywhere, what I felt were very cheap zippers. I'm wearing a cheap jacket right now, right? So, you know, you can just tell the difference in quality of like a button or a zipper from brand to brand. And people were so upset. I got so many dislikes on that video, like rude personal comments, like personal attacks against me because I just had issues with these shoes. Now, here we are. This is the intro video. I'm going to take you all along the way, not just buying them today and putting them on, but, you know, these are shoes I'm going to have long term. So I will be back in weeks and months and even years from now, let you guys know how it goes with these boots. So thanks for tuning in. As always, mwah, I love y'all. Peace.